Hello and welcome to the mid-year check-in session with me, your trainer for this session, Abigail Barnes. We are going to be talking all about ways that you can reset your year to goals per month. Now, this session is for you if you feel like it's time to get back in the driver's seat of your life, to take your career and your life to that next level. Give yourself the gift of this training. Turn off your devices, turn off your distractions, and just let's go on a journey for the next 30 minutes and give yourself the gift of this training. During our time together, we are going to be talking about three things. How you spend your time matters. We're then going to cover the reset method and what that actually means and how that can help you to get yourself back into that driving seat of your life and your career. And then finally, we're going to talk about progress, not perfection, and how understanding that and using that will help you to be the successful, happy person that you want to be. And then finally, any questions that you've got, I will share my email address with you at the end. You can send them through to me there. And you can also leave them in the comments below this video as well. So let's get started. Who am I? As I said at the start, my name is Abigail Barnes. I am a time confidence coach and I'm a trainer on time confidence and productivity. I'm also a speaker and the author of this brand new book, Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals, which at the time of recording has now reached 14 countries around the world on 3 continents. If you would like to get your copy, if you haven't already, I'll share the link at the end of this session so that you can grab a copy. And if you know anybody who would benefit from it, then please let them know about the book, because we are on a mission to help as many people as possible to reclaim their time and become the most productive person they know without working harder. To the left of this picture is a whole range of organizations I have worked with and events I've spoken at. Perhaps we've even hung out at some of these events over the years. I'm just so excited that we get this time together. And as I said, give yourself the gift of this time, because what we learn can change our lives when we have the fire underneath us, the impetus underneath us to take an action, to take a step forward. And that is the intention of this session today, is to give you that information as well as motivation to start taking actions, to take steps forward to change your life. So let's get going. Your current location is not your final destination. Whatever is going on for you right now in your career, in your life, it isn't your final destination. And I really just want to throw this out there for anybody who needs to hear, because I know that the pandemic has caused all sorts of changes on many different levels for many different people in many different ways. And if it's not directly impacted you, I'm sure you know somebody who it has. And it might be very, very challenging, the current location that you find yourself in, but just know it is not your final destination. So, how you spend your time matters. Now, we all get the same 24 hours, but we're not all doing the same things with that time. Some questions for you. Would you say you are distracted or you are disciplined on a day-to-day basis? Does every single thing around you distract you, or are you able to create focused time, focused pockets of time throughout your day where you just get things done? Are you pessimistic or optimistic? Do you find yourself being dragged off down rabbit holes of negative news? Are you easily sort of swayed by the conversations around you, or are you able to maintain an optimistic view of things? This will affect your ability to continue to manage your time, because what you are thinking on a daily basis is affecting your energy, it's affecting your ability to just keep going versus the desire to just give up. What's the point? So, are you pessimistic or are you optimistic? And then finally, just to be aware, are you a creator or are you a consumer? What I mean by this is, are you finding that you're spending a lot of time looking at other people's lives and consuming their stories, consuming their conversations, consuming their activities versus creating your own? In my new book, I did a calculation which scared me so much. The calculation was this: if you spend 2 hours a day scrolling social media or doing something that's not adding to the outcome that you want for your life, over a year, this time adds up to 30 days. So if you are finding yourself struggling to have enough time to do things, become aware of where your time is going. So, in my new book that I mentioned, it's a 5-step process to help you to identify where your time is going and to create a new plan. And it starts off by auditing your time for 7 days, because quite often we're not aware of the fact that our time is just being sucked up by activities, by things, by habits, by ways of being that we just get into a pattern of doing it. I mean, our mobile phones have been designed to be addictive. So if you find yourself picking it up and opening an app and not even consciously knowing anymore why you did it, how you even got there, it's just something to become aware of. If you want to have more time, and if you really want to have a more impactful rest of this year, then it's important to become aware of this. And whether you are watching this training at the midpoint or you're watching this training sort of later in the year, or maybe even in 2022, just know that these concepts can be applied to your life at any point in time. So let's talk about how you can reset your life. So we have something called the reset method. This is a 5-step method to help you to reset your life, 2 goals per month. So the reset method, the R stands for review, the E is for evaluate, S is for strategy, E is for execute, and T is for track. So let me tell you a little bit more about each of those 5 steps. So the first one is review. If you want to change anything in your life, you are going to need to review what you are doing in your life right now. As I just mentioned in the book, the first step of the 5-step method in that book is review. The first step of this method is review. Super, super important that we review where all our time is going and we audit this so that we have a better understanding. Are you procrastinating? Are there things that you are putting off? Are there things that you are doing with your time on a monthly basis, which mean that you're not getting the things done that you want to get done? When you review your time and you get really honest with yourself, it helps you to create a new plan. So once you've reviewed it, then you really have to evaluate it honestly, as I was just saying, where you are today. Perhaps you're just distracted by all the social media, by the work, by all the different tools, by all the things. But you have an identity, you have a place, you have a person, you know who you want to be. So it's really about closing the gap. But you can't close the gap until you have reviewed what's going on and evaluated what that actually means. But once you have closed the gap, then you can start to evaluate what it is that you want to do and create a strategy for that. So, in the reset method, we tell you to break down the two goals that you want to focus on for the month, for the 25 days, into 8 steps. And the reason that we break down a goal into 8 steps is because it's really overwhelming to see a big goal. But if we just know, I just need to do this today, I just need to do this in the next few days, I just need to do this in the next week, then it gets you into what's known as momentum, and momentum leads to more momentum. If you've ever pushed a snowball down a hill, I'm sure you've seen snow at some point in your life, but if you haven't, another analogy is if you've ever had to push a car, for example, you will know that it starts to get easier once you've started pushing, and then momentum carries it. So that's why we advise that people break their goals down into 8 steps. Then it's all about execution. It's time to dive in. You're as ready as you will ever be. Nothing in your life will change until you dive in. Nobody knows what the water will be like. Nobody knows how deep the water will be. Nobody ever feels really ready to dive into that water, but nothing in your career or your life will change until you step into your courage and dive in and give it a go. And here's the interesting thing: once you've dived in, you will learn the lesson that intellectually you can read about over and over and over. You will learn that it's okay, but unfortunately, none of us ever get that feeling from reading a book. It would be like somebody saying to you, describe water. What does water feel like? You can't. You'd say it's wet, but what does wet feel like? So the only way to change anything is to dive in, is just to give it a go to get started. The final step of the 5 step reset method is track, because life is going to happen. But if you stay motivated by tracking, then you will guarantee that you will be able to keep going. So one day you might not get the results that you want. One day things, a project might sort of kick off, something might get busy in work, somebody might need your time, and life happens. But by tracking that you did something yesterday, and you did something the day before, and you've still got time because there's still some days left in the rest of the month, it will keep you motivated. It will help you to be able to achieve the goals that you want to set. Here's a biggie. This one comes up time and time again in the work that I do with my clients, is to remember it's about progress, not perfect. There will be no perfect. There is only the action you take and the result you gain from taking that action. There isn't the perfect way to do it. And no matter what anybody says, the books you can buy, the courses you can take, the conversations you can have, the strategies you can write out again and again and again, there is no perfect. There's only diving in and then adjusting to whatever happens and trusting yourself and knowing that you will be able to do it. Because we are setting these goals for ourselves, for our life. And if we set 2 goals per month, every month, in a whole year, then we are able to achieve 24 goals, let's say. In half a year, we are able to achieve 12 goals. And it might be that we have the same goal every month. It might be that we have the same goal for a few months, depending on how big the goal is. But when we break it down, it makes it possible. If you think about when you eat a meal, you eat the meal one mouthful at a time. You don't pick up the whole plate, open your mouth and pour it in because you would be sick. So it's about remembering the progress, what you can do every single day. And even on the days when things happen, just remembering that it's okay and you can start again tomorrow. Because here's the interesting thing about progress: your evolution is always going to be upwards over time. So, wherever you are when you first start, the steps that you take are going to be an upward motion. So that then, when you have a low, the low is never higher than the next high. Can you see this if I get the pointer and I put it here? So here is a low, here is the high. This is a low, this is where you started. So the lows are always getting higher and the highs are always getting higher than the lows. So you're always progressing upwards. And the reason why we have our little character there in the middle is because we've run what we call the 25-day reset program, where we've run groups of people going through this reset process program together. And whenever they get to the middle of the month, the mid's about day 12, their progress starts to tail off and they don't go backwards, they just plateau until they regroup, they regather, and they realize that it's okay and they can still keep moving forward. And it's so important in life that we understand that it's not a straight line upwards, that it is a winding journey, that it is our life, that it is day by day, step by step, lesson by lesson, but that we get to the top of the mountain, that day 25, you are further ahead than you were on day one, further towards achieving your goal. If you don't achieve your goal in those 25 days, you can always roll the goal over to the next month, but you are further ahead. So if you had a big goal for the year, you just break it down month by month, and that's how things get achieved. While you're going on this journey, it's important to understand and recognize that while you can live in your comfort zone for your entire life, wanting to fit in and copying others, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be able to live the life that you dream of, that you are going to be able to achieve different things, try different things, have different experiences while you live in your comfort zone. It's like Groundhog Day. Every day is the same. And I don't know about you, but with the pandemic, working from home, I feel like I've had enough of Groundhog Days. I feel like it's time to start making the stretch zone my new home. Because what happens when you make the stretch zone your new home is that the panic zone gets that bit closer. You see here, we've got the comfort zone, the stretch zone, and the panic zone, and they're steps. Now, if you try to go from your comfort zone to doing something that's in the panic zone, it's going to feel scary, it's going to feel odd, it's going to feel stressful, you're going to feel anxious. But if you move your home into the stretch zone, then the panic zone becomes your new stretch zone. Does this make sense? So basically, we are breaking down our discomfort journey so that we are moving slowly but surely towards the new things, the things we are daring to dream of, but we're taking smaller steps and we're doing it step by step by step. Remember, I mentioned that if you have 2 goals that you want to focus on for the month, you can break each goal down into 8 steps. And the reason that this works is because it then is helping you to move from the comfort zone into the stretch zone, step by step by step. It really is about remembering that your dream life is something that you live daily. Your dream life isn't somewhere that you get to one day. Now, this goes against everything that we've been told, that when we get to here, it will all be better. When this happens, it will all be better. When we have this promotion, when we have this handbag, when we have this job title, when we have this partner, when we have this next thing, then it will all be better. And the reality is that this is not true. This is a fallacy. This is a lie. Your dream life happens every single day. And so it's really about you viewing your life in a totally different way, getting in the helicopter of possibility, looking down on your life and seeing with gratitude your progress, your steps towards your goals day by day by day. Because this is how your dream life will become your real life, by living it daily. So, by popular demand, we are bringing back the 25-day reset. Remember, I said it's about setting 2 goals every month and just taking daily incremental steps. So, the next reset starts on the 1st of July. So, spread the word. If you know anybody who is, quite frankly, fed up of the situation that we've all found ourselves in, and feels like they need a reset, a refresh for the rest of this year, then send them our way. If you want to join this program, then you will need to drop us a message on social media or an email, and we will sort of be in touch with you, as it's not been officially launched yet. So this is kind of a little bit of a secret. If you need some more immediate help with your time management and your productivity, as I said at the start of this, I have just launched my brand new book, Time Management for Entrepreneurs and Professionals. And at the recording of this training session that you are listening to right now, it has been sent to 12 countries around the world on 3 continents. I am so excited to be able to teach people how to turn their time into productivity using the 5-step method that I mentioned is in the book. If you would like to grab a copy of your book today, all you will need to do is use this link that's on this slide, bit.ly/grab the book. Make sure you put that in capitals, and you will be redirected to the Success by Design website, where you can grab your copy of the book. And if you're quick, you might be able to get a signed copy as well, because we still have a couple of copies left. We were signing the first 100 copies of the book, and the bonus training as well. If you grab it ASAP, you'll be able to join that training live. If not, you'll be able to catch up on that training on the replay. That training is a 90-minute masterclass, which will be walking you through how to use the book, the 5-step process, and to get the best results from it, as well as another bonus training around avoiding distractions and remaining productive working from home. So I have loved having this conversation with you today. I really would encourage you to remember that your success is inevitable. whatever is going on for you in your career or your life right now, your current location is not your final destination. Things can be changed and things can change very, very quickly. So, you've got this. It's your time. I'm so excited that we've been able to hang out today. If you want to get in touch with me, at Success by Design Training, you can email enquiries at successbydesigntraining.com. If you want to join the Reset program that's coming up on the 1st of July, we'll give you the link via that email. But you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. On all the social platforms, I'm at A Barnes Author. I just want to again say how awesome it's been that we've been able to hang out together. And I really, really look forward to seeing you on another training, hearing about your top takeaways from this session, and also about your questions, your challenges, what's going on for you in your life right now when it comes to time management, when it comes to being more productive, when it comes to your career or to your life. Reach out, let me know, and I will do my best to support you on your journey. And I look forward to seeing you somewhere soon, and hopefully at a live event. That would be so awesome. So take care. See you soon.